Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for Thankful Thursday. Getting a late start today. I was tired and I took a nap. So today, I'm going to make peanut butter chocolate chip bars, and I am going to discuss respect. I was actually watching Homestead Tessie the other day, and she was talking about how people, even if they're different as far as political leanings and stuff like that, that you don't have to believe as they do. But I don't remember what all the words she used, but anyway, I call it respect. So, I picked out 3 different, that's my stove saying it's ready. We got our first snow today, by the way. Anyway, so I picked out 3 verses. The first one is Romans 12:10. Be kindly affectioned one to another, with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. 1 Peter 2:17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. And the third one is Romans 2:7-16. To them who may be patient, continuance in well-doing, seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life. Well, I think that was only 7. So anyway. Alright. So let's go to prayer, and then let's make some sweet stuff. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing everyone here today. I know that we don't all have the same beliefs and values and everything else, but I think we can all come together as one people and do what's best for each other. I ask that you open your arms and you wrap them around each and every person that comes in, no matter what their beliefs are. I know that people are going through tough times and they could get a lot rougher. If you could please help them get through this. If there's mental or emotional, physical, financial, whatever that happens to be, please, Lord, help them through it. It's hard to make it through this journey in this world by ourselves. And we know that even if we don't think we have anyone else, we always have you. And that's important for us to have someone to believe in, to look forward to, and to feel that they're in our corner. Know that I love you, and each and every person here probably does too. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Alright, so let's get this mixed together. That cough from my grandkids. Well, Corny blames it on Tom. It could be. But now it's finally starting to break up, and it's like I cough all night, and I just cannot wait for it to all break up so that I can actually get a decent, nice sleep. So the first thing we need, it says to use a blender, but I was told yesterday you guys can't hear me when I do that, so we're going to hand mix this. Alright, so we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of salted butter melted. And we need a cup. I'm getting towards the end of this, time to refill it. Just in time for Christmas. 1 2/3 cup of brown sugar. Alrighty. Then we're going to put that and mix it together. Yeah, what she was saying the other day is that, you know, her friend doesn't believe in God at all and doesn't have the same values, but yet they get along with each other. And, you know, they're 2 separate channels. She wouldn't say what the other channel was, but, and people kind of were getting on her for supporting someone that didn't believe. And then Tom's cousin, yeah, it's hard to explain, but anyway, I like her, but her and I have some different beliefs as far as, you know, I'm more conservative. How's that? Alright, now we need a tablespoon of vanilla. And so there's room for kind debate. You know what I mean? You just have to realize that that's exactly what it is. It's just debate. It's, you know, it doesn't mean that she's better or I'm better or anything like that. And you need a cup of peanut butter. It just means that, you know what? If we all took the time to actually respect one another and our beliefs and what we do and everything else, I may not agree with everything that you do, you know, and that's okay. That's okay. I think respect has, like, I don't know. It's almost like it's went out the window, if that makes any sense. Like these young kids go, well, what did they do to earn my respect? My philosophy on that is, I respect everybody. And you need 2 eggs, by the way. I respect everybody until they give me a reason not to. If that makes any sense. Like, I know that it should be an earned, not just a given thing. But if we took the time for everyone to earn it, that could be a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm back to a day of not knowing what to talk about. Alright, we need a teaspoon of baking soda. And a half a teaspoon of salt. I just think nowadays, and I'm not saying everyone because that's not true. There's a lot of really, honestly good people out there. But, like I told Jack even, you know, since COVID happened, like some people have forgotten how to drive. And they have no respect. Like, just taking the grandkids this morning, I had 3 people like almost back into me and pull out in front of me. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I told you, I asked God to help me work on road rage. And I'll tell you, some days, that's really hard. Because you get people that just absolutely are not paying attention to anything but whatever they're doing. And it's kind of scary. Alright. Now we need 2 cups of flour. Tom asked what I was making today, and I told him, he goes, that sounds so good. There's 1. I'm getting flour all over my black shirt. I know, it starts snowing, and I left the house here with socks, shoes, long pants, and a 3/4 shirt. And after my nap, I'm like, I can't do this. So I took off the socks, shoes. Well, I took that off as soon as I got home. And took the long pants on and put shorts back on. I'm not going anywhere else today, so it's no biggie. But I think, like, I remember being a little girl. I know it's been a long time. And I never asked someone, like, what church do you belong to? Or, well, I mean, you do, because, you know what I mean? Do you go to my church, whatever, because I came from a small town. But I never remember, you know, people, like, you worship like that, or you do this, or you do that. I don't ever remember doing that. I didn't know much about Catholics, because there isn't very many Catholics up north where I'm from. There is Lutheran. But I had never seen a Catholic church till I came down here. But, it's like, she posted something about Hindu and all this other stuff. I really don't care what anybody believes in. I don't believe that we should shove it down anybody's throat no matter what they believe in. How's that? And I think we should have respect for each other, whether it's religion, politics, even our kids and grandkids. How's that? I'm going to bring it down here. This is why they wanted you to use a blender, I'm sure, or mixer. Because boy, with that peanut butter in there, it's a little rough. But like even with my kids when they were growing up, my mom says, you know, that's going to really come back and haunt you one of these days. And she was right. It did. I believed in a child should have a right to speak up, and not disrespectfully, and not to strangers, not like that. But if there was something that we were doing or they felt was truly unfair, then I gave them the opportunity to explain to me why they felt that way. And she said, you're going to regret that. And some days you do, because, you know, they get that free speech about them, and then they're like, and you're like, then we need 2 cups of chips. But, you know, at the same time, my sons grew up to be respectful young men. And if they see wrongdoing, they stand up for it, and they're not afraid to. So did I mess up? Sure, I did. A little bit. But at the same time, did I really? Because then they gained a respect for not only themselves, but other people. And both of my, well, actually even Tom's son, all 3 of my boys are very giving, loving, respectful young men. And yeah, so I think that giving them the respect of being able to tell me, Mom, you know what, I'm fine with this, but do you think that this is a possibility? It wasn't things like you think, like them running me over or nothing. It wasn't like that. But you know, like, for instance, if they were in a level of their video game and they're like, I'm like, homework now, you know? And they're like, Mom, could you give us 5 minutes to finish this level? And, I mean, that's a reasonable request. So it wasn't heavy-duty things, you know what I mean? Like, I should never get punished again in my life. No, it wasn't like that. But they felt that they could come to me with anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could tell me anything, and it would be okay. I was very open with them, and I wanted them to be very open with me. And my one friend goes, your kids really don't tell you everything. And I'm like, girl, I know things I don't want to. But I think that comes from respect. I think that, you know, if we could all stop just throwing like, well, you're this and you're that, and, you know, blah, 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 or you believe this way, or you see it that way, or whatever it happens to be, and actually respect each person. And maybe listen to why they believe what they do. There's a thought. You know, I think, like, the reason that I am a Christian is because that's how I was raised. And in my heart, I believe that that's the way, you know. And in my Bible, that's what it tells me. But a person raised a different way. Now I put that, look at that. It's heavy too. A person that was raised differently, you know, they probably believe the same thing that they were raised into. Alright, so that has to be in the oven for 20 to 22 minutes. Hold on. We'll set it for 20 minutes. I like that I know how to use my timer now. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna clean this mess up, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish talking. Alright, so I got that cleaned up and then a few other things. Sometimes I lose track of time. Anyway, respect. What I wanted to get across is, I guess, because, like, I never know what to talk about or what to say. it just, the word pops into my head, and then I kind of try to go around that. And I don't know if it's God putting it there or me just thinking about it or what it is. I'm not sure. But I don't question it. Respect. To me, respect is, first of all, you need to respect yourself. And there's different forms of respect for yourself. You know what I mean? Not everybody believes the same thing about their bodies and whatever. But I think it's important that you respect and you believe in yourself. I do. Because, you know, like, I am not the most confident person in the world. I came from a lot of abuse, and so sometimes I don't think the best of myself. And I think that it's not that we need to think that we're better than someone else, because that's not the case at all. But I think that we need to respect ourselves to know what we're willing to and not to do. And I think that's important. I think that's important, to respect our own limits and capabilities, if that makes any sense. And you remember when you were little kids and, you know, your parents would harp, respect your elders, respect your elders, respect your elders. And these kids nowadays, I don't see them doing that. And I taught my kids to be that way. But, you know, to me, with respecting the elders, it's probably one of the most important things, because the elders are a wealth of knowledge that you can never get from a book. They are our forefathers. And I don't mean from 250 years ago. I mean from, you know, now. And a lot of them were born in the 1920s and stuff, and they still, you know, or the 30s, and they know what they had to go through. They know what the world has went through. And there's so many things that they can tell us. So many things. And we need to respect them. That's one thing that I really like about the Amish community, is they do have a respect for their elders, and they make sure that their elders are taken care of. They aren't just stuffed away in a home. Because nowadays, that's kind of what people do. Now, we had to put my dad in hospice, and we had to put my mom in hospice. But it got to the point where we couldn't provide care for them anymore. It just, yeah, we couldn't. Yeah. My mom had ALS, so you can imagine we had a hard time moving her, anything. And it was rough. But I see a lot of these people that, like, my son's ex-girlfriend said, yeah, we want to make sure we get a good job so that we can put you guys in good homes when it gets to be later in life. And she meant it. She meant it. And, you know, that's not how I looked at life. I looked at life, even if it was rough, that is our job as children, to take care of our parents as long as we're able to. I think we need to have respect for our beliefs and our foundations as well as others. Are there some religions I don't agree with? Absolutely. You know, but would I go around and tell them that they don't have the right to practice that religion? Absolutely not. And for you that live in other countries, I'm not sure what your guys' rules are. The sun is coming right in on my face. That's so nice. May the snow go away. But I don't have a right to tell you how to worship. Like I say, even if I don't agree or like it, that is your right. As well as I think that you should respect my right. I think that during these last few elections and whatever, I think one of the reasons I was supposed to talk about this today is because we have forgotten common decency. and common respect for one another. I mean, if we all fight and get angry just because someone believes something differently than us, how is it going to be any different than Ukraine and Russia and, you know, Israel and all that, that because they don't communicate and they don't respect one another, do we want that here on our soil and other countries as well? I don't want it here. And I think that, you know, the old saying, pull up your big boy panties, big girl panties. And I think that, you know what, right, left, center, whatever people happen to be in no matter what it is, politics, religion, everyday life, whatever it happens to be, instead of just shutting down conversation, we need to have more conversation. We need to be able to respect one another, whether we believe it or we don't, whether we honor that or we don't. It takes just as many minutes to disagree with somebody, actually probably more, than it does to at least just listen. Like, I seen the other day where it says, smart people use the words is, will agree to disagree. And you know, that's one of my favorite words. It really is. We can agree to disagree. I may not believe what you believe, but you know what? Obviously you don't believe what I believe either. Does that make one of us right and one of us wrong? No, it doesn't. Nobody has that badge that says, just Chris is right. Nobody has that. Nobody has that. Let's check it. It came out clear before, but it says to let it brown around the edge just a little bit. I think I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. Don't let me forget to check it. Don't you wish you could just jump through and go, Chris, check it? But anyways, I think that's why I got the word today, because not all of us are going to like the same thing. Not all of us are going to believe the same thing. Not all of us are going to agree on the same thing. I don't think you should ever take abuse in any form. I don't care if it's physical, mental, emotional, verbal. No. Walk away from the situation, and if you're being really severely abused, leave the situation totally, 100%. I don't believe in abuse. That's terrible. But if it's just conversation, conversation is good. You know, that's how we've developed so many things in our countries. Because other countries have created things, you guys, other than just the United States. That's how we make things happen. Is conversation and ideas and respect for one another. And just because you have this idea and it might be, doesn't mean that maybe the person next to you can't put an idea in there and tweak it, and boom, there's magic. Cure for cancer. Who knows? So, I know I'm babbling on, but I think that's why I was supposed to talk about it. I did watch her show the other day. But I think what mostly, you know, like you go to a store now and, you know, you open the door for somebody. A lot of them never say thank you. And I was raised, you say thank you. You know what I mean? And that's all a matter of respect. It doesn't mean you got to get down and kiss the boot. It just means that, you know what? Give them the common courtesies and the respect that they deserve until they've shown to otherwise. Because, wow, that sounds familiar. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Isn't that a quote somewhere? But I think we need to have more respect for each other, and we need to teach each other respect. And that don't mean being in the mafia and beating everybody down. We're watching a show on with Sylvester Stallone, and Tom really likes it. It's the Mafia. Yeah, not that kind of respect. Anyway. But I know I rambled on, and sometimes I feel like, Chris, why do you do these Thankful Thursdays? Because you're just a babbling idiot. I mean, I hate to say that, but I hope somebody understands my just terrible wording of everything, and they get it. That sun keeps coming in. That's so funny. But anyways, yeah. I think that's why I was given that word. Because you guys, we're coming into some rough times. Everybody thinks that, you know, Trump got elected so everything's going to be amazing. Well, there's a lot of days between now and then. And a lot of things can happen in those days. Like Tom always says to me, there's only 2 minutes left in the football game, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot can happen in 8 seconds on a football game. So you know what? A lot could happen in months. You don't know what will happen. I think... Oh, baby. That is really heavy. But... So day to day, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, maybe the world will come together and we'll be just like kumbaya. And maybe not. So, yeah. Let's show respect for one another and their beliefs in whatever they do. Does not mean that you have to agree with what they believe. Does not mean that at all. Just means that, you know what? Open your ears for a minute. And if you truthfully don't believe it, I'll agree to disagree. I tell my boys that. The one's kind of more, he's not conservative. So I just tell him, we'll agree to disagree. Because I don't want to fight with them. That looks like a big cookie. Look at that. On the bottom there. I know it's going to be hot though. To check that out. And I just dropped a piece on the floor. I am so bad about that, you guys. Keep that far away from me. That is really good. I'm kidding. I'm going to eat a salad after I get off my video. I really am. I decided to take that leftover lettuce, and then I have some of those packets that have that ham and turkey and cheese in it, and I'll pour it on my salad. So no room for cookies. Alright, well anyways, thank you so much for coming along, and I'm sorry if I didn't make any sense. Most times I don't understand myself, I guess. We are going to cook an amazing dinner tonight. I hope it turns out good. It's just an idea of something that I canned up, and I hope that it turns out really, really good. And I want to thank you guys for going down no matter what adventures I do. Thanks for coming along with me. Know that you guys are loved and respected. And thank you. Just thank you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button, because that is really what puts us out there. But thank you so much. And I love you guys. You guys have an amazing Thursday. I'll talk to you tonight.